Do you ever feel lost or maybe stuck in that space psychologists call languishing? Not quite depressed, but not really thriving either. Maybe you feel like you don't have any clear direction or a spark of purpose in your life. If you felt this way, you're not alone, because I've been in that same space before many times throughout my life. And according to research, this is not just a personal struggle that people are having, it's more of a global cultural issue, this feeling of lacking purpose or meaning in life or direction. Hi, I'm Dr. Dave, and welcome to the Good Life Lab, where we experiment with and explore tools, tips, and techniques for improving our lives. And part of that is just finding greater meaning and purpose. I'm a therapist, college professor, turned YouTuber and content creator. And my goal on the Good Life Lab is to do that, provide you with resources and tools and tips and ideas for just improving your life, even if it's just a little bit. I'm moving into this new series that helps you move from the sense of languishing and feeling lost to living a good, meaningful life. So I mentioned recent studies, and I'm going to share with you some stats here about what's going on in this area of meaning and purpose and how people are really struggling with this on a really global scale. In the US, nearly 60% of adults say they feel disconnected from meaning or purpose in their daily lives. Men in particular often feel lower levels of belonging and emotional connection. And research with LGBTQ plus communities has found that gay and queer men are at especially high risk for loneliness, lack of belonging, and even despair when we don't have a sense of meaning to hold on to. In other words, you're not alone in what you're going through. Just know that. And also, as I mentioned, I've been there too myself. There have been seasons in my life, like when I came out in my early 40s and started wrestling with my faith, which I questioned as I was coming out, and just trying to make deeper connections with people and find a career and find direction in life. All those things have been a part of my journey the last now almost 60 years. And yet those seasons of struggle became the impetus for me to look for something great or something better. And then through trial and error, I began developing projects for myself, which is the heart of this channel, The Good Life Lab. Based on my own experience, I've developed several now year-long projects that have helped me find greater clarity in life, find deeper connections with others, find my partner in life, a new career. All these things have been a result of me taking time to look at some of my strengths and my interests and my passions, my values, and shaping those into a year-long project that helped me figure out where I was at the time. A couple examples of these projects. The Year I Lived is a book I've worked on, and it was actually based on this project I did. I called it at the time 12 Months to Live, and asked myself, what would I do if I had 12 months to live, and created a year-long project. Each month I did something different based on my passions or what was on my life list. And that experience over that year helped me to clarify my calling and what I was meant to do for the next season of my life. Another project I've mentioned too is I've called Project 46, which is when I was turning 46 and was depressed and isolated. After I was trying to come out. And I decided to set 3 intentions through a lot of soul searching. I came up with these 3 intentions: love and life, peace with God, and a job I like. And those became my goals for the year based on a lot of what I'm going to be taking you through during this series. So projects like these help me be very intentional about where I was with my life, my history, my story, and also setting a course for the future and having a framework of several months to a year. Even though maybe you're not connecting to or trying to figure out your grand purpose in life, you're trying to make progress in a small area that may connect to something bigger. And for me, it did. And so I've pulled together my experience, research, and working with clients into what I'm calling the Good Life Positioning System. So this process that has evolved based on my own work, and I've kind of packaged it into something that could help you take some steps, some strides towards finding greater meaning and purpose. So if you've ever felt stuck, maybe restless or uncertain about what's ahead, and you want to find greater direction, this series is for you. For the next 21 days, I'll be introducing you to what I'm calling coordinating points. So part of the GPS is you need at least 3 coordinating points to kind of isolate where you are and where you want to go. And so I'll give you 7. It's part of this acronym I've developed called COMPASS, COMPASS. Each letter stands for a specific coordinating point in this system that I've developed. So as we get into this good life positioning system and the acronym COMPASS over the next several weeks, the first thing I want you to try to do is set aside 30 minutes a day and start a journal or digital document and title that document My Good Life Project. So pause the video now if you need to do that. Just something to do to commit yourself to this process to help you begin to navigate towards something better and more meaningful in your life. So once you've committed to 30 minutes a day for the next 21 days and you have your journal started with the title My Good Life Project, I want you to start to jot down ideas around what are some of your dreams, some of your goals, some of your passions, things that make you curious, anything related to those kinds of brainstorm ideas. I want you to begin to jot those things down in your journal under the title My Good Life Project as a draft, as a first attempt to get at this for yourself. What is it that makes you curious about life or that makes you come alive? Think about it in terms of that. They are breadcrumbs or clues to what you might be drawn to do or feel called to do in some way. So take 30 minutes over the next day or so before you get the next video, which will come tomorrow. I want you to begin to draft this list. So yeah, just get started and I will see you soon. See you tomorrow, hopefully, as we begin to walk through this process of finding your good life and what life has for you.